Welcome back to the Explainer. So today, we're doing something completely different. Normally we're parsing through dense research, complex data, all those detailed articles to bring you the facts. But this time, well, we're looking at a document so incredibly minimal, it literally forces us to analyze what isn't there just as much as what is. If you're into focused learning and just, stripping away absolutely all the distractions, you're going to find this absolutely fascinating. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so take a look at this. This is it, the complete, unedited, whole shebang of our source document. Just take a second to notice that vast, empty, negative space surrounding the text. I mean, there's no date, no author, absolutely zero supporting paragraphs or data points. Just the stark, solitary phrase, Zodiac Killer. It's incredibly rare to encounter a source this entirely devoid of context, right? It totally strips away all our usual analytical tools. It forces our attention squarely onto the absolute starkness of that void. We basically have to analyze the emptiness just as much as the text itself.
Section 1. Deconstructing the words, a literal breakdown. Right, so the most striking limitation of our data set here is simply the number 2, two distinct words. In the realm of textual analysis, a two-word document is practically an anomaly. Every single letter, every syllable, the very specific sequence of these two words, it carries literally 100% of the document's informative weight. There is zero room for filler here. No introductory remarks, no neat concluding summary. It's immediate, it's abrupt, and it's entirely self-contained. It really represents this completely pure, distilled form of communication.
And that actually brings us to the stark juxtaposition of these two specific components. Just look at how these concepts sit side by side. On one hand, we've got zodiac, right? A word traditionally associated with celestial bodies, astrology, grand cosmic cycles, the ancient, predictable patterns of the stars. It has this mysterious, almost ethereal vibe to it. But then, on the other side, we have killer, a word that is brutally grounded. It's visceral, violent, and inherently final. Placing these two specific words in direct sequence creates this highly jarring contrast purely at the linguistic level. It's like the ethereal is slammed directly into the mortal. It's a total linguistic collision, and it immediately sets a really unsettling tone.
Moving on to Section 2, the void of information, the silence of the source. Without a single supporting sentence to lean on, the total isolation of this phrase forces your mind to grapple with the text alone. When we zoom out from the words themselves and look at the meta-narrative, we just hit a wall of profound silence. Actually, scratch that. The most defining characteristic here isn't even the text itself. It's the profound lack of accompanying historical facts, dates, or details. We're given zero narrative framework. None. The text doesn't tell us a story. It just sits there, unmoving, relying entirely on the atmospheric dread of its own vocabulary. The silence surrounding these two words is honestly deafening. It turns the document itself into a kind of masterclass in how minimalism can provoke a massive, massive reaction. So what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to our final thought for this explainer. What lies beyond these two words? When a source gives us absolutely nothing but a title and an endless expanse of negative space, it really highlights the ultimate mystery of missing context. It leaves us staring into this void of information, wondering about the missing pages of data, the unspoken narratives that were left completely off the page. It is a real stark reminder that sometimes, maybe even a lot of the time, what a source refuses to tell us is just as captivating as what it actually does. Keep questioning that negative space, guys, and I'll see you in the next explainer.